Utah bus company that operates here in Las Vegas is suing the state of Nevada. They claim that state transportation officials came onto a bus, kicked everyone out, then seized the vehicle. Kim Passoff live outside Harry Reid Airport tonight to explain why and what happened.
Yeah, so this is a copy of the lawsuit filed in federal court because it has to do with interstate travel. The Utah-based bus company says that Nevada does not have authority over its buses. Nevada says it does. This Salt Lake Express passenger van seized on May 18th, leaving 20 passengers stranded with no ride at the Reno-Tahoe International Airport. That is what happened, according to this lawsuit filed on behalf of Salt Lake Express against the Nevada Transportation Authority. Salt Lake Express says Nevada has, quote, declared war on its interstate travel services. They say their van was taken because of false allegations of operating unsafe vehicles. Nevada transportation officials imposed a $10,000 fine and argue Salt Lake Express is engaged in an illegal scheme to evade regulation of its bus lines within the state by making quick trips across the California border at stops with no customers during treks to Las Vegas. The bus seized at the Reno airport was scheduled to briefly stop in Truckee, California, before returning to Nevada bound for Sparks, Fernley, Fallon, Hawthorne, Tonopah, Beatty, California's Death Valley, Pahrump, and then Las Vegas. The U.S. government regulates interstate travel, but states have the authority to impose their own rules and regulations on trips within their borders. Nevada officials say that they are concerned the Utah company's failure to comply with Nevada state requirements regarding inspections and maintenance records jeopardizes passenger safety. The Utah company says they've had no issues in other states where they operate: Washington, Arizona, Montana, California, Wyoming, Idaho, and Utah. And Salt Lake Express says that they have been forced to seek federal protections. They say that the seizure of their vehicle was embarrassing, traumatizing for their driver, stranding those 20 passengers, and there's the constant threat that it could happen again. Reporting live tonight, Kim Passoff, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
Nevada's Attorney General Aaron Ford weighing in and says the Nevada Transportation Authority has not treated Salt Lake Express unfairly in any way. A judge denied Salt Lake Express's emergency request this week, all to order Nevada to return that impounded minibus.